You will never always be motivated. You have to learn to be disciplined. You see, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Deep, right? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. So we've been talking up until now about how you can successfully do these things if you choose to do them. If you get up every morning and you set yourself on doing them, and that's part of discipline. You see, for 12 years of my life, all throughout school, I was a drummer, and it kept me on my feet and in school. I won't lie. There was days where I didn't want to go into school at all, but the only reason I would go in is because we had band and music first hour, right? It kept me there. For 10 of those years, we didn't always have great instructors, and the percussion was, average at best, to be honest with you. We didn't have our sights set on anything in particular. We didn't even really know where we were going. We were from a small school. What does anyone really know about a small school? At this point, we were still only 2A, and that says how small it is if it's in the middle of Oklahoma, correct? So, for 10 of those years, we had nothing. And then a man by the name of Jack Francis came along and changed that for us. You see, for 2 straight summers, even before we would go into school, we would be practicing. You know why? Because he was training us to discipline ourselves and to become better. And that first year that he came in, my junior year in high school, he turned us around and he said, "You're here for a reason. That reason is to become great at what you do. Now you've made the choice, and now it's your turn to make the decision to do it." Okay? So what he did is he trained us to discipline ourselves those entire summers. So by the time we came into school, first day for music, we were already on the know of our music. We were already on the know of what we needed to work on. We were already on the know of our weaknesses and our strengths. And we had more strengths than weaknesses by then because we disciplined ourselves every morning pretty much for 6 to 8 hours a day, just doing this every day in the summer. It didn't matter. We had to do it. See, a lot of times we find ourselves separating ourselves completely from technology fully. And I know I mentioned yesterday, if you do this for a short amount of time, it can help you completely clear your mind, and it's a good practice to do, to meditate and to think of nothing and to just allow yourself to find who you are and let those thoughts pour in. Because we have a heart, a hand, and a head, and all those things need to work together. It goes without saying that a helping hand is great, and that a good head on your shoulders is better, and that a great heart is even better than that, because a great heart shows good character, and with a great heart, your mind makes good decisions. You see, you have to use your intuition and trust these things. But the problem is that in today's day and age, we have so much noise around us. It's almost impossible, right? I mean, Cal, how do you get rid of all the noise around us? There's social media, there's all these things. To do that, I would have to completely separate myself from all of it. I get that, but you don't. You see, the strength, the true strength, comes from completely disciplining yourself to have all those things and yet still be able to control it. You know what I mean? Like the cell phone. I'm not on it all the time. Sure, I use it for these videos, and that I post things on YouTube and for Instagram and things like that. But that's just to get the word out there that positivity is happening, correct? You see, I spend more time identifying with myself and setting myself down away from the television, and it kind of is odd to people that I don't know some of these TV shows, but I don't have cable because it's not necessary, right? And I don't really use Netflix because it's just more noise to me. Is it a bad thing? No. But I have learned to control myself to what I can and can't do. And I would rather take a path where I don't necessarily separate myself, but I cut myself away from these things so that I can find peace and reaction and all these other things. You know what I mean? Because it goes without saying that one can't truly find themselves unless they separate themselves from the thing that distract them. And if these things are distracting you, you need to sit down and look. It's not just, the objects. It can be the people. The people around you can be distracting you. You got to ask yourself, like Will Smith said, and somebody probably said it before him, are they pissing on your fire or are they throwing logs in it? Is there somebody standing there when your embers are barely burning? Are they wisping it, telling you it's going to be okay, that you're going to get out of this, that they're trying to identify and give you success and not give up on you because the world has given up on you and it turns out that you've even given up on yourself? But that's the moment where you have to sit down and you have to say, discipline needs to come in because I'm stronger than I was yesterday. I'm still here. I've been given a chance to do something. And that's amazing. That's amazing. You're still here. If you have the ability to look up, you can get up. Plain and simple, there's no excuse. Sitting in bed and loathing about how your life is miserable and how he or she doesn't love me anymore, or how they don't want me at work anymore, or so on and so forth. This is all noise, right? I'm not saying it's terrible, no. But what I am saying is that with those things, there has to be discipline. You have to use your head to know the difference between the two of what my intuition is and what complete noise is, right? And that's why you have a heart to decipher those things and a head to decipher those things, right? And when you use that discipline and that knowledge and that training that you've done your whole life to completely and utterly just give yourself to something, that is for you. And when you give that talent or that observation or that knowledge or whatever it may be, etc., it doesn't matter. When you give that to something, that's when it becomes purpose. You see, your purpose in life is to serve, right? But by doing so, you literally focus so much on yourself that the only path you can go eventually, when you get to the point of where you want to be, when you've gotten to where you want to be and what you're doing, that you accomplish your goal, is when you've completely served other people. You see, along the path, you're not just serving yourself. And yes, it's completely selfish to say that, oh, Callan, how are you just worried about yourself? That's the point. You see, worrying about other people all the time is a part of a distraction. You see, we have social media telling us that there's all these negative things going on in the world. And we have magazines telling young women that they need to be a certain size and look a certain way. And celebrities saying, use this product and do this and it will help you do this. But the thing is you don't see the parts of the discipline that they did before that to get there. You see, everybody, like Kevin Hart said, everybody wants to get to the top, but nobody wants to put in the work. You can't not put in the work to get where you want. You see, it's not an easy road. It's a struggle. It may take years. It may take you till tomorrow. It may take you until next month. It does not matter. You have to tell yourself, I cannot quit until I accomplish what I have set out to do. And that does not mean that you've accomplished your goal necessarily, because you should have a goal beyond that. You should have a goal beyond that and a goal beyond that, because life is about learning and knowledge and gaining all these attractions and things that happen in your life. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason, and it's all knowledge, and you have to look around you. There's words everywhere. There's life everywhere. Something you may have seen yesterday may click with you today and make you realize why you saw it. You know what I mean? Or something that you were so worried about yesterday is completely meaningless today. It's disciplining yourself day by day by day and getting better and saying that I'm going to do this. It does not matter what happens in the next few moments. It's losing that fear. It's completely and utterly confidently going into what you're doing. You may fail 100 times. I hope you do, because along the way you may learn something. You see, I was a golfer growing up. And I've hit 10,000, 20,000, who knows how many golf balls in my lifetime. But along the way, I got much better and became a better person for it. So what I'm saying is that while you're going out there and confidently doing what you're saying, is discipline yourself to have those distractions and yet still do them. Savvy? All right, guys. Inspire, desire, and set fire to your own life. You never know if your spark will light someone else's day. The discipline you give today might help someone else tomorrow. Think about it, guys.